Letter 18. It's your right to be rich. Let money be my slave, but do not let me be a slave of money. Every penny in his hand adds a penny to the power to determine his future destiny. July 26, 1906. Dear John, there are many tragedies caused by paranoia and pride, and the same goes for people who make do with poverty. Many years ago, at the Fifth Avenue Baptist Church, I ran into a young man named Hanson, a light gardener who lived a miserable life. Maybe Mr. Hanson thinks that it is a virtue to persist in poverty. He put on a noble appearance and said to me, "Mr. Rockefeller, I think I have a responsibility to discuss with you a question. Money is the root of all evil. This is said in the Bible." At that moment, I knew why Mr. Hanson had no relationship with wealth. He was getting life lessons from a misunderstood Bible, but he did not realize it. I did not want this poor young man to sink deeper and deeper into his narrow-minded swamp. I told him, "Young man, I have been nurtured by various Christian maxims since I was a child, and used this as my code of conduct. It is the same with you. But my memory seems to be better than you. You forgot. There is a word in front of that sentence, love. Loving money is the root of all evil." "What did you say?" Hanson's mouth was wide open, as if to swallow a whale. I really hope he has such a big appetite for money. "Yes, young man," I patted him on the shoulder and said, "the Bible is rooted in the dignity and love of mankind. It is a respect from the highest soul in the universe. You can quote the words without fear and entrust your life to it. Therefore, when you directly quote the wisdom of the Bible, what you quote is the truth. Loving money is the root of all evil. Loving money is only a means of worship, not the motive. If you do not have the means, you cannot achieve your goal. In other words, he who only knows to be a miser, then money is the root of all evil. Think about it, young man," I reminded Hanson. "If you have money, you can benefit your family and friends, give them a happy and comfortable life, and even benefiting the society. Save the helpless poor people. Then money will become the source of happiness. Young man, every penny in your hand adds a penny to the power to determine your future destiny." I persuaded him, "You should not let those paranoid ideas lock your powerful hands. You should spend time to make yourself rich, because having money gets you power. And New York is full of opportunities to get rich. You should get rich, and you can get rich. Remember, young man, although you are a hurried passerby in the world, you still have to show the light of life." I do not know whether Hanson had accepted my advice. If not, it will be a pity, because he looks very strong and does not look like a fool. I always thought that everyone should take time to get rich. Of course, some things are indeed more valuable than money. When we see a grave full of autumn leaves, we cannot help feeling a kind of unspeakable sadness, because I know that some things are indeed more noble than money, especially those who have suffered deeply. Understand that some things are sweeter, more noble, and more sacred than gold. However, anyone with common sense knows that none of those things are not improved by money. Money is not necessarily everything, but in our world, many things are inseparable from money. Love is the greatest thing God has given us, but a lover who has a lot of money can make love happier, and money has such an ability. If a person says, "I don't want money," it is equivalent to saying, "I don't want to serve my family, friends, and compatriots." This statement is absurd, but it is also absurd to sever the relationship between the two. I believe in the power of money, and I believe that everyone should, of course, make money. However, religion has a strong prejudice against this idea, because some people believe that being a poor people of God is the supreme glory. I once heard a man praying a prayers meeting and said that he was very grateful that he was a poor child of God. I could not help but think to myself, if this man's wife hears her husband speak such nonsense, I wonder what will happen. What do you think? She would definitely think that she married the wrong person. I do not want to see such poor people of God again, and I do not think God wants to. I can say that if someone who should have been wealthy is weak and incompetent because of poverty, then he must have committed an extremely serious mistake. He is not only unfaithful and disloyal to himself, but also mistreating his family. I cannot say that the amount of money earned can be used as a criterion for success in life, but almost without exception, you can use the amount of money to measure a person's contribution to society. The more your income, the more your contribution. The thought that I have enabled countless people to prosper forever, I feel that I have a great life. I believe that God made diamonds for his people, not for Satan and alike. The only warning God has given us is that we cannot make money or earn other things in violation of God. Doing that will only add to our guilt. To get a lot of money is understandable, as long as we get it in a proper way, instead of letting money drag our noses away. Some people have no money because they do not understand money. They think that money is cold and hard. In fact, money is neither cold nor hard. It is soft and warm. It makes us feel good, and its color and luster match the colors we wear. The reason why I am who I am is a creation of my past beliefs. Frankly speaking, when I felt that the world was suffering due to poverty, I had a belief. I should be a rich man, and I have no rights to be poor. Over time, this belief has become as hard as steel. When I was young, it was the time when the idea of worshiping gold was sanctified. At that time, tens of thousands of gold prospectors rushed into California with dreams of getting rich, even though it was later discovered that the gold rush was just a trap. It had aroused the desire of millions of people to make a fortune, including me, a child who is only slightly older than 10 years old. At that time, my family was in a dilemma, and I often had to accept help from kind people. My mother is a very self-respecting person. She hopes that I can shoulder the responsibility of being the eldest son and build this family well. My mother's desire and teachings have cultivated a sense of responsibility that will remain unchanged throughout my life. I made my pledge. I will not become poor. I will make money, and I will use wealth to change the destiny of my family. In the dream of getting rich in my youth, money is not just a tool for my family to lead a prosperous and worry-free life, but a society where money can be exchanged for moral dignity and social status by giving. Spend wisely. These things are far more exciting to me than luxurious and magnificent residences and beautiful outfits. My understanding of money strengthened my belief in making money and becoming a rich man, and this belief gave me incomparable fighting spirit to chase wealth. My son, there is nothing more pitiful and contemptible than someone who makes money for the sake of making money. I know how to make money. Let money be my slave, but do not let me be a slave of money. This is how I did it. Love your father.